Let's begin by telling you that the federal government has announced plans to deploy additional military personnel and formations to states affected by the activities of the Lakurawa Sect as part of intensified efforts to combat the terrorist group. And this was disclosed by Colonel Hamad Usman, Special Advisor on Security Matters to Sokoto State Governor Hamad Aliyu. Usman revealed that the government's decision followed the November 8 attack on Mera village in Kebbi State, where 17 residents were killed. The sect, known for its operations in Sokoto and Kebbi states in the northwest, is reported to have expanded its activities into Niger and Kaduna states in north-central Nigeria. The Sokoto state government reiterated its commitment to protecting lives and property, emphasizing that security remains a top priority on its 9-point agenda. And to talk about this, we're joined by a security expert, and that's Augustine Ega. Good afternoon. Glad to have you join me on the news.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure joining you.
Now, this terror group known as Lakurawa, what could be the implication of them expanding into Niger as well as Kaduna states?
I think the government should be more proactive, knowing where Nigeria is coming from with the insecurity situations, especially in Borno. I didn't expect them to grow in capacity to what we have today. If the intelligence was actionable and they did something about it, they should have contained them in Sokoto long ago before now. But now that it has gone beyond Sokoto, I think it's now almost like the Boko Haram thing that we had in the past. It is in place. It's a good thing that they have deployed military personnel to do their job. But I think it would have been fine for us to be more proactive, taking out these elements at a very initial stage so that they don't grow in capacity and capabilities. So that is always the issue we have in our country.
Now, talking about additional troops being deployed to try to curb these terror group, what else can the government do to help tackle this challenge with this terror group called the Lakurawa?
Instead of waiting for opportunity where they have to deploy government forces and spend more money, I think they should work more on the intelligence. Whatever intelligence that they have on these illegal gatherings, illegal built up, they should always have knowledge of this and then do something very early before it gets to this point where you have to withdraw a lot of military men, spend a lot of budget, and of course even risk the life of our military personnel. I think that they should always work on their intelligence. Intelligence is the most strategic thing in this place to deal with this terror attack.
Let's look at government's efforts so far when it comes to curbing insecurity and also activities of government such as counter-terrorism strategies. You've talked about the need for intelligence gathering, and do you think also it's a function or question of needing more personnel in terms of the police or security architecture in Nigeria?
We cannot totally fault the security architecture of Nigeria, but yes, to some point, we have been clamoring for state policing, and the federal government is carrying too much in its hand, too much weight. And these also get them distracted, and they don't take actions or take decisions when it should that affect the public. If we are truly practicing federalism, like what we copied from the Western world, I think that policing is left for the state, and it's not only the military. At the last point, we have to begin to bring in military to fight for us. If they really go into state policing, it will help them to handle these kind of organizations that spring up so early. Not until you get to a level where the federal government will start doing something. So state policing is something that we cannot avoid. We should start thinking about it as early as we can.
Okay, talking about state policing now in Nigeria, we have received or seen concerns or reports about funding and not being adequate. Should we commence state policing? What are your thoughts about this, and how can we, address such fears going forward?
Believe me, we are more than mature to begin this state policing, because considering the